Okay, let's take a look at gold, silver, and the miners. So, Agnico Eagle Mines up 2.7%. I mean, you can argue we're bouncing up for Teneme. It's still midterm bullish. Again, this is literally my personal line in the sand at Teneme. So you can argue you could be buying here with a stop at 183. The only problem is momentum is weakening. That's not such a great thing. Doesn't mean we can't tick back upwards, but we're on the borderline. The good thing, the main market itself is still clearly bullish and looks pretty bullish into the SpaceX IPO. So maybe we'll have another push. And you think, where's the next resistance? 220, but it's gonna be damn difficult to get above 255. First Majestic Silver, another one that's trying to push back up, was up 10.9%. Again, I would accept. Still midterm bullish above a 10 MA. Another one where momentum is weakening, but there's some buyers out there. Anglo Gold Ashanti currently at 14.2%. Yeah, the miners are pushing up. Barrick Mining. Barrick has earnings early Monday, which should be excellent. I was almost tempted to buy it on Friday, but I'm like, I'm not going to overly complicate things. I'm just going to leave it alone. Um, but yeah, bullish for earnings into Monday. Up 9.6% on the month. Core mining. Actually, I don't know how do you pronounce that word. I just say core, but I don't know. It's probably some French Canadian word I can't pronounce. Anyway, 3.3%. Again, it's another stock that's trying to floor from around a 10 MA. DRD Gold, currently up 11.3%. It did break the 10 MA, but we're rebounding. Yeah, the really bold could hold on for the stop at the current low. Endeavor Silver, another one. They're almost the same, right? 8.7%, trying to floor from a 10 MA. Franco Nevada, they have earnings this week. I forget when, but look at that. Little doji candle right on the 10 MA, leaning short-term bullish. Goldfields, currently at 5.6%. Again, much the same. Trying to floor from a 10 MA. Heckler, which had earnings last week, which were fine, I think. 3.3%. Again, another one trying to floor from a 10 MA. Harmony. This one was one of the weakest gold miners. It really got smashed like 40% in March. And it settled under the 10 MA. One of the few stocks that settled under the 10 MA. It is back above though. Not one I would buy. There's so many better miners than this one though. Not least Barrick. Kinross Gold at 4.2%. Again, note the spike from the 10 MA. Short-term bullish. Newmont, best gold miner in the world, at 4.8%. Didn't even come close this month to testing the 10 MA. So this one's a lot stronger than the others. And American Silver at 13.1%. Again, another stock that floored from just above the 10 MA. Royal Gold. Again, much the same, up 2.4% off the 10 MA. SSR Mining, 18.7%. Very powerful candle. Bullish engulfing, distinctly bullish into June. And Wheaton Precious Metals up 9.8%. Again, another stock that's floored from the 10 MA. Since I'm mentioning those, let's just jump to the GDX before I forget. Again, the collective of miners, 7.1% for the month. We had a hyper spike floor from a 10 MA. This month we tested it again and we're bouncing off. So we are still midterm bullish to miners, and we're short-term bullish as well now. Let's take a look at gold, silver. Start with commodity gold on a daily. I mean, it's a real mess still. And we can argue lower highs, lower lows. I want to see. I mean, the first threshold is actually the 50-day, 47.81, which is where we stalled in mid-April. So if you round a number, I could accept people chasing gold above 4,900, which would take out that high. It'd also be above a 10 of May. That would be something for the bulls to get excited about. And of course, we're going to have a huge resistance around 5,000. But it is a bit of a mess. More broadly, let's look at the monthly. I mean, some wild swings. January, February, March. Again, note the March candle was spiky from the 10 of May. April was pretty much more quieter and pretty subdued price action right now. But we're leaning on the upside. So I could accept people who are mid and short-term bullish gold unless we go under the 10 of May. If we lose the 10 of May, we have a long way down. But for now, I can understand people buying and adding to existing positions and just not worried unless we go under, say, 4,400. And finally, silver, which kind of should look similar, if a little bit more volatile. Silver, $80.35. Again, look at the previous high, 83.04, which equates to gold, 4,900. I want to see silver above 83. We see silver above 83, then okay, the next resistance is clearly 90 bucks. Then the 96 high, and then 100. But show me 83. Show me the 83s. Because otherwise, what is this? This could just be a little bounce. Let me roll over again. Now, considering the main market, and I am bullish the main market into the SpaceX IPO, I kind of think we are going to take out the 83s. So I do kind of think we're going to see silver print 90 bucks. Could it be done by late March, but late May, maybe, but more viable in June. So I think we're going to see $90 silver. There's a trade there. That means 10 bucks up. And let's conclude with silver on a broader perspective. So as things are, we are currently net higher for the month by $6.65, 9%. I would note the March candle was spiky from the 10 of May, much like gold. April was a lot of chop. And yeah, we're having a pretty reasonable month right now. We're up 9%, which that's nothing to knock on. And again, if you're bullish equities, that should help silver claw upwards. And as I was just noting, $90 would be a valid target for June. I'm not sure if I want to get involved. I'm now completely obsessed with space stuff until the SpaceX IPO, mid-late June. But I don't know. Now, if I see silver above 83, maybe I could pick up a tiny little position in silver and just, keep it simple, but, be long side position. We'll see. I'll think about it, but I really think I should just consider focusing on Rocket Lab and ASTS. Yeah, I should do that. So, broadly, clearly, the collective of the miners and gold and silver are still midterm bullish. They came close to breaking trend, but we're distinctly short-term bullish as well now. It does, again, the main market's got to help. Should get up to at least, you got to think gold's probably going to get up to 5K, right? I mean, if silver's 90 bucks, maybe gold would be around 5,000. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, there's a few interesting things there. Have a good weekend.